Hey Earthlings!
Hello everybody!
This is a special video because we have our friend here, Kevin, and we're gonna talk about a question many people ask us: how you can sustain yourself in a community, living off-grid.
Yeah, so at the moment we're staying in Haven Ecovillage. It's a raw vegan community, and we are visiting our friend Kevin. You might know him from YouTube as Raw Healing Mastery.
Yeah, that's right.
And he has his place here in the Amazon jungle. And we want to share with you, some ideas as to how you can actually make this lifestyle happen. How can you sustain yourself?
Yeah.
It's a question that a lot of people have, like, wow, you managed to just leave your life entirely in the United States and start a completely new life in a different country. How do you have the money for that? And especially a lot of more spiritually open-minded people seem to struggle in this regard. Especially in my case, when I was undergoing a lot of spiritual awakening, I started having a lot of resentment towards the financial system.
Yeah.
And learning these things about how these elite bankers are controlling everything. And I actually ended up having a lot of financial blocks, like limiting beliefs around money, come up as a result of this. So it's been a process of navigating those limiting beliefs and finding ways to attract abundance into my life, to make my lifestyle more beautiful and more abundant in every way. So we'd like to share those things with you today.
Yeah, and having the freedom to do whatever we want in our time and being in alignment with our integrity. Like, I know many of you guys don't want to do this full-time job where it exhausts you and you don't have time for yourself, you don't have time to do self-loving practice. And I know many of you have left this thing and lacking maybe a way that you can sustain yourself. So we're going to share with you tips that help us and help many people in this community to sustain themselves and to live off-grid and to have enough money to build like this beautiful houses here and to leave all the system and leave all the debt behind.
For a while, I was making money on YouTube. So I was drawing in some abundance from my YouTube AdSense revenue. I monetized my YouTube channel and also still have other streams of income tied to my YouTube channel. For example, Teespring. I sell merchandise for my YouTube channel with my YouTube logo on it. I do coaching, so people find my YouTube channel, and I advertise my coaching services on my YouTube channel. And people see the links in my description, and they contact me that way. And I can help them with whatever lifestyle shifts or health things that they are experiencing that they feel they need guidance on. You can generate a lot of different revenue streams, different streams of income just through having a YouTube channel. So making a YouTube channel has been extremely useful for me in drawing in the money that I need to keep up with my pretty small expenses in my lifestyle here in Ecuador. And more recently, I've been building a house and planting things on my land. I've had a lot of projects on my land here. So I've needed to draw in even more abundance to be able to fund and support these different projects on my land. So I've been exploring various online jobs like transcription, translation, things like that. And really there are many, many different online jobs, increasingly many online jobs, especially right now because we've been, as you know, going through this coronavirus pandemic situation where there's a big shift happening away from working at a brick and mortar location and shifting over to a lot of people are working online. So it's very easy. It's easier than ever right now to find jobs online.
The key is really to think, how can I earn money independent of my location? How to, there are so many opportunities you can do online, and if you don't have your own business, you can find an online job that pays you a decent amount per hour, and you can do, for example, 20 hours per week, and that leaves you enough time to still actually live the dream in the jungle or wherever you decide to go. And for example, Ram and I, we also have this YouTube channel, and we are doing also online workshops where we help people with different things. And from those online workshops, we also attract coaching clients and emotional healing clients with whom we do deeper emotional work and resolving blockages and such.
There's varying degrees of freedom with work, You can work 9 to 5, like we're saying. That's what we want to get away from because that's where you're like the most limited, the most enslaved. But just by shifting your work to working online, then you can work anywhere in the world. And suddenly, if you shift your workplace to your computer, then wherever there's Wi-Fi, you can go to Thailand, you can go to Vietnam, you can go to Europe, you can come to South America, you can work anywhere where there's Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
And you can choose where you want to be. And that is enormously empowering in and of itself, even if it's not a job that you necessarily are really passionate about and really love. Just being able to work online opens up so many opportunities and so many degrees of freedom. And then you can take it a step further, like Ram and Mia have done, and really do something online that they're really excited about and something that the world really needs, and something where you see that it really benefits people and helps the collective consciousness to heal in a lot of big ways.
Exactly. And having a lifestyle where it's like affordable for you to live, your stress about making enough living, making enough money would decrease a lot, to the degree that you would choose, actually I would like to do this work, and this is where the space me and I in, where we can choose actually to work with the client that we feel the most like the most expansion. We choose to work with people who are ready to dive in and heal and awaken with us.
Yeah, and really the key is to think about, for example, if you live in a city, you might have the pressure to make $3,000 somewhere in the US to get by, to pay all your insurances and mortgages and all of that, and your groceries. However, if you live the lifestyle that Kevin lives, for example, here, maybe you need only $500 and you're able to even build from that.
Yeah.
You know? So think about working 2 hours a day instead of 8 hours a day, and really your time is so much infinitely more valuable than money. What do you do with money? It's just a tool for you to experience things. It is your time that is valuable, and that you can actually use that precious time you have on this planet to do things that fulfill your soul's yearnings, and you fulfill your purpose, and you can actualize yourself.
Yeah, and meaningful for the society you live in. Like most of us, I remember when I lived in the city, most of my friends, they work in a situation or like in a company that was not resonating fully with them, and serve corporation that doesn't align with their values or what they came here on earth to do. And here you can choose, literally you can choose with which company you want to work, whether you want to work online. You can even work with the community. When community are expanding, you can choose, like, I want to work, for example, helping somebody with crafting trees, or helping community with bookkeeping, or whatever task they are talented at. Or like even in Fruit Haven, when they start to grow more, there is like opportunity to work as a web developer, or with like all this IT job.
Yeah, that's already happening. Since Fruit Haven has been getting bigger, there have been more and more paid opportunities, paid roles in the community. Like, for example, there's the garden manager. There's all kinds of different online things that we need help with, developing the website, expanding our web presence and our marketing so we can attract even more people and just grow this thing into a whole new culture, a whole new society, a whole new way of life, phasing out the old sort of enslavement sort of way of life to being really sovereign and empowered and free and sustainable, so we can heal the whole world.
That we get to put our life force energy in the direction of our desires, our dreams, our passions, rather than draining it in unfulfilling jobs. So I'm curious, Kevin, when we're talking about living a minimalistic lifestyle, I think you're really pro at that, and I'm curious, where do you spend money, or do you spend money?
I do spend money. I still use money for a lot of things. It's not about, at least for me, it's not about phasing out money altogether. Maybe someday I could almost get there. I could spend little to no money if I can get to a point, which I probably will in a few years, of growing most or all of my own food. But for the time being, I still find money extremely useful and empowering. As far as the minimalistic lifestyle, one thing is you can choose what country you want to live in wisely. Like living in the United States, it was enormously expensive. I had all these bills, I had all these expenses piling up, and it was like a treadmill trying to keep up with the expenses, and I had little to no money to put towards things that I actually wanted to do. It felt like this sort of enslavement, being in the rat race, being in this loop of like, I have to earn money so that I can spend money, and then I need to earn more. And it's this vicious cycle. But here in Ecuador, my expenses are so low, and it frees up so much energy and so much time and so much of my finances that I can do basically whatever I want. And this is amazing.
Freedom.
Like, for example, in the United States, it's such an autonomous culture that everyone owns their own car. and no one really uses public transportation. The public transportation system in the US is very it's not very good. No one really uses it. It hasn't been developed in a good way. But in Ecuador, there's enough reliable, good public transportation, and it's so cheap that it enables me to not have to own a car. So automatically I don't have to pay for so much gasoline. I don't need to pay for oil changes or tire changes or repairs or car insurance. So like thousands of dollars a year, suddenly I don't have to spend all of that just because I chose to live in a different country.
Yeah.
And there's many advantages to living in Ecuador that I have found, but that's just one of them. Like there's this misconception that the more money you have, that automatically means you are more financially free. But that's not always the case. If you have more money, then you're more rich, but you're not necessarily more wealthy. Like I like the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. It's an amazing book, highly recommend it. And in that book, he says that richness is measured in the amount of money you have, but true wealth, true abundance is measured in how much time you have. Because really it's about time. Having more time and more freedom is way better than having being a multimillionaire and having tons of money.
I would add to that definition of abundance, how well your needs are being met. So for example, we can have an amazing fruit forest here and spend no money on food. So it's not about money, and we would have an abundance of delicious food.
Yeah.
Yeah, people ask me like, how could you afford to move to Ecuador? But I ask them like, how can you afford to stay in the United States? Because it is I'm saving so much more money by living here. There's no question, it's like night and day.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's advice for all of you guys who are living in a rich country to get your save some money, come here, get land, at least come and visit and see how the lifestyle here. You'll be really surprised. And I saw it in many visitors here. They come to the community and like, wow, I can live so abundantly and freely here. So it's really an amazing experience too. And it's not only here, like I know many of you in Europe still, and you can just go to any community, international community, whether I know many in Portugal, many in Germany, many in France, Spain, like all this country has a lot of international community, and you can help there, you can volunteer, you can reduce your living cost quite a lot by having community, sharing tools, sharing things, and bringing your own gift. I know many of you have special gift in a different situation. You can bring those gifts to the community and do a lot of exchange with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you not only want to go and live in a community, but you actually want to build and create and buy land, there are ways that you can actually scale up your money. You can multiply your resources. So for example, here in Fruit Haven, a lot of the people who can actually afford to build beautiful structures have made a lot of their money in cryptocurrencies.
Yeah, investing, being early investor in cryptocurrency. And cryptocurrency is not only about making money. I would just make it clear. It's about like creating a new decentralized world where the bankers and all the state are not taking control of our financial situation. So it's a hope for our humanity, for our future, that we will be more decentralized. And the abundance that come with that is just like an extra cherry on the ice cream.
Yeah, and if you're interested in learning more about cryptocurrency, Ram is doing regular workshops about that. He's amazing, he has so much knowledge. So we will post the link to that workshop underneath.
Yeah, and I have also a group, you can join it for free and learn a lot in Telegram group. Because I see the currency, the fiat currency is losing value day after day. So the question is like how you can reserve the value of your owning, and cryptocurrency is one of them. And Bitcoin is not the only one. There is multiple coins and multiple projects you can invest in, and all of them are making 2x, 10x, and sometimes 100x. So it's something definitely to check out.
But before you do that, work on your money belief so that you don't end up losing all your money.
Yeah, definitely. And
your vibration around abundance.
As you guys mentioned, a lot of people here at Fruit Haven utilize cryptocurrency. And actually the land that we're staying on, this 66 hectare property that is Fruit Haven 3, the third property that we purchased together, the seed investors used Bitcoin to purchase this property. So you can literally buy land, you can buy anything. The same things that you could buy with euros or dollars or British pounds, you can buy with cryptocurrencies, you can buy with Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And it's about investing. Instead of leaving your money in a place where it's going to depreciate in value and lose value every year and lose spending power, you can put your money direct, which is really just directing your energy in ways that it will multiply and come back to you manifold.
Yeah, and by that you're withdrawing your support from the financial system that's collapsing anyway and causing a lot of like control and damage for society by supporting military, by supporting pharmaceutical company, by supporting a lot of this corrupt things that like harming society. You're withdrawing your support from this and you put it in an alternative way of dealing with centralization and other topics. So it's I would really recommend you, and to learn more I have this group, you can join it and then you will learn a lot there. And also there is more information we recorded, and you will see the other video in Kevin's channel, so check it out and we will link it in the description so you can visit his channel and see the other part of this video.
Yeah, thank you so much for sticking with us, and if you haven't done so yet, subscribe and hit the notification button so that you can get updates when we release more content.
Yeah, love you guys.
Yeah, much love.
Love you. Take care.
Guys, I look tiny, but I'm not actually this tiny. We're standing on a hill.
Yeah,
I'm more like this big.
No, she's not.